there's something that creators of fantasy worlds often get wrong. They pick a very obvious group, for instance, the dwarves, the elves, the trolls, the humans, whatever, and they say that this group is the enemy of some other group, and so these two groups hate each other. The elves hate the trolls, for example. But that doesn't actually reflect the world I'm familiar with, the one I live in, reality. I can remember seeing a programme on television years ago in which a journalist went round the streets of Belfast talking to groups of 11 and 12-year-old boys who were hanging around on street corners. And the journalist asked the same question of all these groups of boys. If a boy you didn't know came along, and you didn't know if he was a Protestant or a Catholic, how would you be able to tell? And they all came up with exactly the same answer. They would go into a little huddle, discuss for a while, and then they would say, get him to recite the alphabet, and if he says H, he was from one group, I can't actually remember which one it is that says H, and if he says H, then that's the other. So the way the child pronounced one letter of the alphabet was the only way they could tell which side of the divide he was from. And yet they had these sectarian attitudes. We don't like those people. And yet, that's it? The way you pronounce one letter of the alphabet? That's the only way you can tell the difference? You're that similar? And that's it. Groups tend to dislike to be the most fierce enemies of very, very similar groups. In the Middle East at the moment, there's a lot of sectarian violence between Arabs and other Arabs. Arab Muslims and other Arab Muslims, between Arab Muslim Shias and other Arab Muslim Shias, but a different type of Shia Muslim, and so forth. The people's enemies, people's most bitter enemies, are their closest rivals, and your closest rivals are the people who are most like you. So I put it to you that actually the elves living in the forest hardly ever meet the dwarves or the trolls living up in the mountains, and so they don't really devote a great deal of their time or energy into hating them. They're just that lot over there, and we don't have to worry about those. No! But the elves who paint the tops of their harps blue, the elves that they can't stand, are those intolerable barbaric elves who paint the tops of their harps green. That's just, those elves are just beyond the pale. They are completely intolerable. We must make war!